So we should be, got it. All right, we probably have to give it like a second just to make sure that thank you, live.
Okay, I got a notification.
Okay.
I got a notification.
Okay, so who is there's a thing? Hold on. Let me give me 1 second. I had a delay. I have to figure out how to work this, so I'm just going to bear with me. So if I go here, I can't really see the chat on YouTube. Okay. I think, hey Tosh, how are you, my love? It's me and Kelly tonight. So y'all gonna have to bear with me because I'm getting the swing of this. Right? I'm getting the swing of this. I don't know if that was my feedback coming through.
I don't hear any feedback.
Oh, you don't? That's probably because I paused the that's probably, yeah.
And your screen is black.
Okay, that's because I don't have the camera on me. Okay, so you know what? It's retrograde. So we just gonna have to rock with it because it's retrograde. and we tested it out maybe a couple of weeks ago because we were supposed to do this video, right? So I'm going to have to open up my phone and kind of see exactly what's going on via the live chat because I can't read on my screen. How is everybody doing? We're going to talk tonight about the retrograde. So we're doing astrology and archetypes tonight, and I have my girl Kelly here with me. And we are going to be talking about the full moon energy as well as
the retrograde.
The retrograde energy. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to get to the chat. Okay. Boom. Kelly here with me. Okay, here we go.
Turn that volume down.
I did. Okay, good. So now I can see the chat. Okay, perfect. Okay, so first of all, let me just start by saying, I've been doing a reading for the past, I want to say 3 weeks from since I got back on, and we've been dealing with some very immature energy. I know that we're in Virgo season, so a lot of people, I feel like, checking in on what works, what doesn't work, what needs to stay, what needs to go. You can find like maybe a lot of family stuff is surfacing right now. You can find maybe like your enemies or what you consider to be your enemies are surfacing right now too. So I know Kelly has some questions. And we're going to kind of break down what you guys can look and I want to say look around you, but also internally what may be going on with you as you're moving throughout this energy. So retrograde is happening in Libra. It started, well, it's shadowed in Virgo, right? And it started retrograded in Libra, and then it's going to end in Virgo. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit, right? But I'm also going to look at the shadow energy of Libra, which is Aries, and the shadow energy of Virgo, which is Pisces. And we're going to talk about why you need to look at that energy also. And then we're also going to talk about the full moon happening in Pisces with the sun being in Virgo, which is Pisces is Virgo's opposite on the zodiac wheel. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Okay. All right, Kelly. So if you can let us know what's going on planetary wise, and then if you got questions for me, and then I'll begin to break down what the energy looks like and how we can just play.
Well, you explain what the planets are doing already.
Okay.
So, what do you think? You said a lot. What does it mean for each element? How can they navigate this very tumultuous? The full moon is not tumultuous. It's just to have the retrograde and then what Uranus is already doing. So it's a little confluence, you know. How do you think that how is it going to affect Earth, water, air?
Okay. All right. So we're talking about the full moon or the retrograde itself.
Well, today we're sitting right up in this full moon
The full moon
right now.
So let's start out with the full moon. All right. So, when anything is full, obviously, it's ripened or it's ready to be picked, or it's come to its maturity, right? So the full moon usually means something has come to its maturity, or it's time in essence for you to let things go, because, you don't want to, when a fruit has come to its ripeness on the tree, if you leave that fruit on the tree, it rots, it spoils, right? So full moon is going to bring in an aspect for you really to slow down, get quiet, go inner, and maybe look at what needs to be picked that's ripened, right? Okay. We have some.
Now, that's just full in general, right?
Yes.
Let's narrow it to what this particular full moon in Pisces.
Okay. So
yeah,
the reason
what is that?
The reason why I give that background is because a lot of people may not understand what a full moon represents, right? So that's just to give you the little backstory. So with the full moon in Pisces, right? And especially with the sun in Virgo. All right. So let's start there first, right?
Yeah.
So with the sun in Virgo, we have very analytical energy, right? But the energy that we are analyzing is really about health and well-being, right? And what you can find in Virgo's energy too, this is where you begin to see maybe the things that enslave you mentally, emotionally, physically, right? So you begin to see things that come up that have you blocked and have you feeling heavy. So Virgo is there to make you begin to analyze things to see, okay, this doesn't quite fit, this fits, right? Now, Pisces could be twofold. Okay, and let me just say this about the flip side of Virgo also. The flip side of Virgo's energy is that Virgo's energy can be very discriminatory, right? It can discriminate against things without having the full picture sometimes, right? Because you have not taken the time to analyze this piece over here, okay? So with that in mind, with Pisces energy, Pisces can be twofold. Pisces being at the end of the zodiac sign represents you coming into a greater understanding after you've taken the journey from Aries all the way down. So each one of the zodiac sign represents something in your wheel, right? So if we're starting like, we're going to start at the top. So I'll break it down from the top, right? So Pisces is going to be about spiritual growth, spiritual awakening, spiritual ascension, right? Or Pisces could be about the fuckery, right? Like
elaborate on the fuckery.
So the fuck could be, I've told you that I don't want to be with you, but because I haven't using the words, I don't want to be with you. But I said, I don't think I could do this. So I'm saying to you, I don't think I could do this no more. Right? I don't think I could do this no more, but I'm still accepting your calls, right? Because we cool, but I don't think I could do this anymore. But in your mind, because I haven't,
we're still doing this.
Yes, because I haven't physically used the word, this is over, right? But my actions and maybe a different choice of words is letting you know that it's over, right? Pisces is going to bring in the illusion of, well, we're still in a relationship. You haven't technically said it's over, and technically we still sleep together, and technically you still answer my calls, right? So Pisces is going to have you to live in an illusion, right? And what you can find with Pisces energy too, it can bring in depression, okay? Because obviously if you're living in illusion, right?
So then what is the flip side to get on the other side and not get overcome by this current, this current, because we got a 1-2 punch here. You got the full moon in Pisces, and you're either going to vibrate highly on it and just whistle on down the road and go outside and
tell yourself the truth.
You don't
have to tell yourself the truth in this energy, even if it hurts. Even if it hurts. Because right now what's going on is major important, because you have the sun and you have the moon, and they're both shadow opposites of each other. So this is giving you an opportunity for real growth here, because really Virgo is dealing with its opposite in this energy. Pisces is Virgo's opposite. So Virgo is saying, okay, well, I've analyzed this, and Pisces is saying, okay, all right, I learned from that. I can ascend past this, and I can grow, right? Or Virgo, or a Virgo energy is, I'm not going to take that into consideration, or I'm going to overanalyze this, right? And I've overanalyzed it to the point where I can no longer really see what's going on because I've created an illusion. That Pisces energy can also be energy where there's a lot of lies, a lot of secret, a lot of emotional manipulation, right? And because Virgo is more along the earth aspect of things, but it's also ruled by Mercury, which is a communicator, you can find that person is manipulating you through communication, like pulling your emotional strings through their words.
And we're in retrograde. So for 3 weeks, it's a whole shit. Nothing is real. Nothing is real.
So you can't believe nothing nobody's saying.
Because you got the Uranus doing what it's been doing anyway for the last. And now nothing is real for the next 3 weeks.
Uranus is coming. Nothing is real. Yeah, and Uranus is saying, real. I don't want to be held down by your narratives and your lies and shit. I can't trust what you're saying anyway. So I'm just going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do what best suits me. Right. So how you would find this playing out, let's start with the air energies, right? Now, just so you know, because everybody has to deal with the air element, right? Air element is going to be Gemini's energy, is going to be Libra's energy, and it's also going to be Aquarius's energy. How you would find this energy playing out with the air energies, you can find that they're too much in their head and they're overthinking things. So Geminis will be overthinking things, right? Libra's energy is more about balancing things, and you can find Libras either trying to bring things into balance or sticking their head in the sand. Because remember that Pisces is creating illusion, that Virgo may not be judging or analyzing the situation very well, right? So you can find that Libras don't want to deal with shit and they're going to be telling lies, right? You can find that Geminis is over communicating, trying to explain things, but because communication is wonky, their communication is falling to deaf ears anyway, right? And then you can find with the Aquarius's energy, they know everything, so they don't feel the need that they have to explain themselves at all. You understand what I'm saying? So you and what you find is, dependent on the day and where the moon is collectively in this retrograde energy for the next 3 weeks, you can find people's emotions changing back and forth every 2.5 days. All right. So every 2.5 days, you can find, because we're still in the sun, Virgo, and Virgo is saying, I got to analyze and assist this. Right. And remember, Virgo deals with enemies. It deals with your rivals. It deals with the competition. It deals with anything that's enslaving. Right. It deals with anything or anyone that's trying to hold you down, or, you know, so you got to come in.
Oppression.
Yeah,
it's the oppressor.
Yes. Okay.
Very interesting next 3 weeks. Nothing is real. I cannot say that enough. Like, all of this boils, like air signs. It ain't real.
So people just gonna be talking just to talk.
It ain't real.
Right? People are just gonna be talking. And what you will find too is, even for those of us that are really operating on the highest vibration, what you will find is that, okay, you're just gonna be saying, okay. You know, like, because you're not, it's kind of like, just be mindful of surface level conversations for the next 3.5 weeks. Very surface level conversations, and you can't really take anything to heart.
Don't, like, no major, like you wake up like, let's get married. No major, nothing is real.
No.
Nothing is real.
No.
It's a confluence of a shit show.
Yes, because you're still dealing with that Piscean immature energy in this full moon, right? And
so how can they use it positively? Like,
so
because the world has been so crazy. So let me just put it like this: like, so much is going on. Like, every day something is like hitting you, you know. So you gotta it's tough. Even people that's not watching this and don't know, you know, like you got to feel it. It's palpable. The things that's happening, like you can feel the air of angst. You know, I was out all day today. It was a lovely day. It was a lovely day. And I was out all day. You know, I walked from Wall Street to Soho. You know, I mean, I just go crazy. Mm-hmm. And ended up having lunch and watching. Like, I just was all over unplanned. Beautiful day today, but very angsty. Like, just nobody had patience and nobody had, and you could either choose to engage in that when you got knocked over by somebody, or there's a lot of, you know, people that engage.
You have to ground yourself in this energy, because I feel like if you don't, you can be easily triggered in this energy, right? If you engage, you can be easily triggered in this energy. Now, one of the things to be mindful of is that in this retrograde energy, we're going to be transitioning over into Libra's energy before retrograde is over, right? So that within itself. So let me just explain something about Libra's energy. Libra's energy can be a great source of so in astrology, that house is known as a house of setting angles, right? Because really, even when you think about, even when you think about angels, right? Angels are really just angles of light code information, and they can appear physically, they can appear mentally, you know, they can appear in many different forms, right? But in Libra's house, this is where you begin to set angles, because by the time you got into Libra, right, you started out in the first house energy, which is you had to learn who you are in Aries. This is who I am, right? When you got to Tauruses, this is what I have, right, to incorporate who I am. Then when you come down to Gemini, this is what I think about who I am, right? When you come to Cancer, this is how I feel about who I am. By the time you get to Leo, all right, you're now tapping into your willpower, right? All right, so this is my power to create or to destroy. But we're not taught a lot how to utilize that willpower, right? AKA your confidence, which can then become narcissistic, right? You're not really taught how to balance that energy. By the time you get to Virgo, after you don't have a little taste of your will, you get into Virgo, now you're analyzing your power to create, you're analyzing how you feel about your power to create, what you think about it, what you have to create, and who you are. So now that you have all of these steps, when you get to Libra, now it's about balancing all 7 of those things that you just learned about yourself.
And the shadow side of that is thinking they are justice. Laying the justice down. That's the shadow side of that. Like people thinking they are justice. Or laying down the justice.
And the one thing that we know about Libras is Libras will create a narrative that does not exist to fit the reality that they want to live in, right? So just like that energy controls balance, it also controls unbalanced energy, because the flip side to balanced energy is unbalanced energy, right? So Libras could easily create a narrative, right, that does not really exist.
Nothing is real
to fit their reality. So I say that
nothing is real.
So be mindful. Be mindful as we're transiting over into Libra season in this retrograde. You're still dealing with that nothing is real energy, and you're gonna have to wait until the dust settles, right? Yeah. So for now, it can't just be about what somebody says. You're gonna have to wait to see if the action matches the words. All right.
Exactly.
The action, you're gonna have to wait to see if the action matches the words. Now, let's talk about the shadow side of Libra in this retrograde energy, which is Aries. Now, Aries is ruled by Mars. Aries can be hot-headed, but Aries, and so you talked about, let's talk about the good things, right? So in the good things from Libra, it's going to bring that balance. It's going to bring that balance from the Virgo that's analyzing things and people and situations that you need to clear out or you need to refine or whatever, right? So it's going to bring in balance to those situations. The positive side to the shadow aspect of Libra, which is Aries, is Mars's energy. And Mars's energy can be very passionate, very direct and focused. Getting things done. It can see the bigger picture of things. So you can get a lot of things accomplished in this energy if you just put your head down and focus, right? Kind of tune out everything. You can get a lot of things done, right? However, I do need to talk about the flip side to the Mars energy. So if you're dealing with somebody that's unbalanced, right? And they're dealing with the shadow aspect of Aries, ruled by Mars, you can find explosive energy. You can find very argumentative energy. You can find that people want to argue their point down to the T.
Yeah, throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, and not making any sense because remember, we're in retrograde, so really they're not making any sense.
Yeah.
It's not making any sense. Now, in their head, it makes plenty of sense.
So much sense.
But it's not like, it's just not.
It's not real.
Hey, Nye, how are you? So it's not making any sense, right? So be mindful that if you are not grounding yourself in this energy, you got to pay attention to your triggers. And then another thing I want to talk about too is I want to talk about some predictions here. Oh. So I don't know what's going on climate wise in the political scene and because I don't watch the news, right? I get my news through either you or if I'm led, because I feel like the way the climate is, you don't have to watch the news as an empath to sense what's going on. Okay. You don't have to do that. Okay. You don't have to watch the news to kind of sense what's going on. So
I hear you. I'm listening and I'm engaged. I just need a moment.
So
go ahead.
What you're gonna find in this energy. So let me just say, I know there was a passing of someone major in history recently over in the UK, right? And I just want to say that there's going to be more transitioning. I want to say of a few more political energy in this climate, okay? And I think the major thing for me to get across to people as we're transitioning through like all of this energies, remember how we talked about, I want to say we talked about this energy maybe 2 years ago when we were talking about switching timelines, right? And we're in new timelines. So we're currently in that timeline. We're dead smack in our timelines. When we started this timeline, it may have felt like you don't quite have your footing yet. And you got to nothing is the same. You got to figure out new ways to make money. You got to figure out, even new ways to interact with people. There was a whole shift, okay, within this new timeline. Now, the timeline is a lot more settled now. Now, around 2025, coming into 2026, you're going to start to see more of an operational energy in what we just going to coin as they've been coining like the multi metaverse, right? Now, what does that mean? That means that you're going to start to see astrology. You're going to start to see the cosmos. You're going to start to see those type of things become more like weather, right? Just like you wake up and you turn on the forecast to see if it's raining outside. You're going to begin to see that astrology and I even want to say tarot.
I do my weather. So above, so below.
Yeah. You're going to find that that's going to become like the weather report. So before people go out into the collective energy, they're going to want to check in on the energy report before they start to, right? There is new ways of making money, and what you're going to find as we are shifting into this new energy, you're going to find that the ways of making money where you were doing a whole lot of heavy lifting, they're gone. Right? So energetically, I just want to tell people what I'm picking up is you need to tap into something. Bottom line is you can't do things for money in this energy. I don't know if I'm making sense.
You have to listen to your intuition, tap into what gives you joy, tap into what puts your shoulders down, all this quiet quitting and all of that stuff. Yeah. Like you're going to have to figure it out and get somewhere and with your passion, which will be a labor of love. It so you don't get swept up. Because it makes no sense to people make a lot of proclamations, but they don't make no changes, or they're against a lot, but they ain't doing shit. And then if you don't do anything or plan or be prescient about the future, you know, and where everything is going, so above, so below, with the water, you know, it's like a lot of things in the world that's changed, even just Gaia, you know, the world, you know, you better look. If you don't look, you'll be a casualty, is my opinion. You cannot look, but you will be not on the good side of it. Like people was with COVID. Nobody was, you know, people was freaking out at homeschooling and all of this shit. It's like people weren't prepared to be self-sufficient and be in the situations they created.
You're gonna have
you know what I mean?
You're gonna have to trust in this energy.
Listen to your intuition and really trust, and you said something in your daily vibration yesterday that was so good when you said that even when you know when it's tough and you still are faithful, you know. That's a bit like it when it get rough, you still have to, you know, you still gotta do the work. Like, yeah. You know, when I say life is a Ferris wheel, and long as your Ferris wheel isn't broken and it's still moving.
Fire, which is action. You're still gonna have to move.
Just buckle down in that bottom Ferris wheel time. As long as that bitch ain't stopped, as long as your Ferris wheel is not stopped and it's still going, you got to just know how to handle those times.
And I want to say this too. I'm going to release that video on Patreon out for everybody to kind of take a look at this, but I want to say this also. You're going to have to kind of be very careful with your energy in this retrograde, right? And I say that because we are not, how can I put this? There is no do-overs. I think that's the best way I can put it, right? And when I say there is no do-overs, meaning that you are literally creating your experiences, right? So there is no do-overs as far as giving somebody power and blaming somebody else as to why the experience didn't work out the way it did. And so that can play out on all levels. That can play out in your health. That can play out in your relationships. That can play out on your job. That can play out in your finances, right? You no longer are in a position where you get to point the finger or throw the blame towards anybody. We have now stepped into the era of accountability. And I think that's what's going to get a lot of people to get caught up in this energy through, is not taking accountability. Right. So if I can say one thing that you need to be mindful of as you're moving throughout the rest of the year is to take accountability. Right. You're in Virgo season. You have an opportunity to analyze and assist things, and you got to own your shit. You gonna have to own your shit. Like if you did it.
What does that mean?
Huh? Okay. So you know how me and you behind the scenes, if I cranked it, okay. Perfectly. My gold stars. You know how I love to give myself some gold stars.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You know, I love y'all. Listen, y'all. I'm quick to give myself a gold star. Oh, girl, I did that.
I didn't cuss the man out. Gold star. No, you call them. You got to be in the eye out.
Listen, see.
The snatch back in, you don't get credit.
See, this is my theory. Okay. Y'all remember how like a year ago, 2 years ago, I told y'all like I got to work on myself because the car outbursts be real, you know?
So
you could be a mother effer in a minute in the car. Like I'll come and be like, namaste.
And I just don't want you to do that. You're doing better though. You're doing so much better. I'm gonna give you credit. You're doing
sometimes
better.
I
no
catch
gold
myself,
star
"You
yet.
done, mother?" And then as soon as I get to mother, and I say, "Girl,
And I'm gonna stop doing this.
Girl,
I'm gonna stop saying I was gonna stop.
I get a gold star because I caught myself. And she says, "No, you didn't get no gold star." That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about wanting to give yourself gold star
when they are undeserved.
Right?
Undeserved gold stars when the next 3 weeks.
When you know you ain't really did enough work to get a gold star. That's what I'm talking about, right?
When you know the energy you are receiving back from people, you had something to do with it. Yes. It's not everybody else. It's not the world.
No.
It's Virgo, that Virgo energy could be so dramatic as well. So dramatic. Beyonce, Queen B is a Virgo. Come on. If she wasn't dramatic, she wouldn't be Queen B.
I got my brother's Virgo too. Judy's Virgo. So
see, they dramatic.
It's all about him. Yeah, he said it's all about him. Let me say this too, right? In this energy, self-sabotage can be real. So like if you have to, I use this example all the time. You have to get to an appointment at a particular time. And Sandra is your girl. You don't got no money. Sandra got you. You need your hair done. Sandra got you. But Sandra's going to be late as hell. Right? Sandra's supposed to be there at 3. Sandra don't show up until 5. Right? But your hair
unapologetically, aggressively, show up late. Wrong and strong.
Wrong and strong. But your hair going to be lit when Sandra finish, right? Okay.
Eventually.
So, but you're going to call Sandra to take you to your appointment at 9 o'clock. For a job. Sandra don't get there till 9:45. And now you mad at Sandra, you're not talking to Sandra. Why did you ask Sandra to take you in the first place when Sandra's always late? So that's what I'm talking about, taking responsibility for your stuff. Or that's like asking somebody that you can't count on. And we know people like that.
Oh, I had a very interesting experience.
Okay.
I had a very interesting experience.
It's like asking people for help or asking people to assist you that you cannot count on, and then expecting a different response from them. You need to start taking accountability for that. In this energy, you're going to have to start taking accountability for that. This is not the energy anymore where people are showing you who they are and you don't believe them. It's not that energy.
Or you can, but then you're going to be it's Groundhog's Day. Yeah, and that's because the retrograde can work for you or against you. It's for you if you recognize, like I know, right? So it's just this next 3 weeks, and it even starts before in the shadow period when those phone calls come and just I don't have any children, so I turn my phone off.
I think in one of the readings last week, it came through that you could even put your stuff on airplane mode.
I turn my phone off because people, whatever you calling me with, it's a situation that you got you into. And it took me a long time to get there. Like, I don't have to solve nobody can put their shit on me. Like, I'm living a Kelly life. Everybody, I got me.
A perfect example for this energy would be
I got me.
My neighbor's situation with that would be a perfect example for this type of energy, because within this type of energy, you're going to have to see, like, you can't. And for those of you that are going to be doing playback and that are just joining, this is the energy for the next 3.5 weeks that you got to take
a month, because you got the shadow period, a month, the next month. The next month. To be clear. Yeah.
So I want to say Mercury, so it's doing 3 weeks. So so it comes out on you want to say about until the second week of October. Okay. Yep. About the second week of October. And then you also want to take in consideration, you're not just dealing with, Libra's energy only in this retrograde. By the time we get to the end of the retrograde, you're dealing with Virgo's energy. Okay, so that's important. It's going to start out in Libra, and then it's shadowed in Virgo, got to retrograde in Libra, then it's going to end in Virgo. So it's going back up.
It's going back up.
Okay, so now, but let's look at that even on a metaphysical level, right? It started in Virgo, so it started with you analyzing things, letting shit go, right? Coming in with Libra, bringing that balance. Okay, I done analyze this. Now I need to let this go. Let me do the work to let it go. Then it's going to end again in Virgo season to reassess what you just let go. So you like really, it's no mistake. So at this point, if you have not let things go, it's because you don't want to in this energy at this point. Because I'm going to be really honest with you, the universe is going to bring you situations and circumstances in this energy to present that offer to you. Here you go. You need help with that? Because Uranus is saying, your ass needs some help with this? Oh, no, here you go. Let me help you. You need help to get that out your way? Okay. Bet you ain't see this text message right here, huh? Oh, you didn't know about that? Okay, look at this request on hey Dan, how are you, my love? It's been a long time, Dan. How are you doing? I'm on with Kelly Kales. So be mindful. Be mindful, okay? Now, and keep in mind, like I said, the shadow energy of Libra is Aries. People that are not doing their work are going to be argumentative, combative. They're going to be projecting energy towards you. Okay. Dan, I burnt myself out. I needed to take a break. I poured out. Sometimes you need to, when you're doing spiritual work, sometimes you need to pause, you need to reassess, and then you need to circle on back, you know? Yeah. Hey, Dan. I got Kelly Kells live with me today. Okay, Dan.
Hey.
I got Kelly Kells live with me today.
Hey, Dan.
Now, if y'all have any questions for Kelly, y'all could come on. Y'all could, if y'all have any questions, Kelly's also very knowledgeable, y'all. She be like in the cut, like she don't know shit, but she's very knowledgeable. And we talk every day. Yeah, we talk every day. So. And then we'll say, okay, girl, well, let's unpack this. Oh, girl, I listen to Annie, and then Annie said, and then it said, but girl,
I got to do my weekly weather. I cannot move on a Monday without knowing above, so below. Like I need to know what the planets are doing.
What the planets
do. And it helps. It's like when I know, it makes the world like my TV show, because I know exactly what's going on. I step right outside and I'll just see it played right out in front of me. And it also, like, I don't engage. I'm just on my high flying disc. Like, oh, you guys.
You don't have to take anything personally.
No, it's all rainbow. Like I'm knocked around. I got knocked around so many times today. I was like, you're good. It's a great day.
Dan
oh boy, Dan.
Do you remember I had told Dan that he was going to be marrying a Scorpio?
Oh, Dan, that's so nice.
Together. When you talk about forecasts, what you guys don't know is that sometimes Kelly gets monthly readings, and she is totally understand. Okay, yes, I had to reset. Dan. So
that's sometimes amazing, Dan.
That's beautiful. Sometimes Kelly would get monthlies. And one of the reasons why she likes the monthlies is because it's kind of like a forecast, right? It's kind of like a forecast of what you're picking up energetically. Now, what I can tell you guys is you don't necessarily. Thank you, girl. But the reason why I said that is you don't necessarily need like a monthly reading per se, but if you can just pay attention to what's going on in the atmosphere energetically. Kelly, tell them about your intuition. Some days Kelly moves on her intuition. She will be ready and dressed to go somewhere, but if her intuition says, nah, you need to stay your ass in the house, she's not going.
I'm not
She's not
going.
going.
I would not get on the plane. I would not. I would call. Remember, I was supposed to go to Chicago, and I was like, "Girl, I'm not supposed to go. I'm supposed to buy a candle and relax." As soon as I bought the candle and relaxed, I got the worst. Like, it was.
Are
not
you
good.
doing any rituals? I got some new cards today. I can't wait to use them to next week. We're gonna be doing some color. Got to listen to your inner self. We're gonna be doing some colors. I think I don't know. Should I pull like a card for every zodiac sign for this retrograde?
Yes.
So let's
for
do
the
that.
next month.
Oh, retrograde for the next month. Okay, so let's do that.
Because this energy is going to be like a month. It's going to be real wonky. Nothing is real. And so what this is to
Kelly reads too. Just don't do professional, man.
What it is the point of this and the time right now is it's palpable. It's a lot going on. So the point of this time given this evening is, and whenever you watch this, whomever's going to watch this, the point of it is so you can know how to manage it and use the energy at your best and navigate. Make your next move your best move. You have a full arsenal of, why your coworkers may be, acting, or your partner or your kid. People don't give kids credits for having emotions and going through things too. Just because they're little, they're just little humans. So I feel like it's topical to just know, oh, that's why. I mean, even the big worldly things is going on in politics, and like it's all, if you really get into the planets and the X and the zeros and ones of everything, it's mind blowing. It is literally mind blowing. So this is to know how to navigate it, to use it at your best. Nobody's saying go and hide for a month. This pool is, how do you use this? What's your energy for the next month to be the best during this time? Not how to run from it, not how to not deal with it, but how to best deal with and thrive and have an easeful experience for the next month. Because my shit is going to be very easeful. And I just wish that people could get to understand how you can get there. And how I get there is so above. So I always know what's up, so I can know what to expect. My ego is not in things. I just accept humans as humans, and it's not, I just don't take things personal. Like nobody can get at me from where I am. Nobody. Like I don't see fleas and I don't step on ants. So very little gets to me. Very little gets to me. And you know that. Like you have to be my family. Like I have to really love you and have to love you. To really get under my skin. Yeah. But even in that, I'm affected, but I won't engage.
So
I will not engage. So go.
I think code word is balance. If we're dealing with Aries, Aries in particular is going to have to really think about balance and harmony, especially where triggers are going to be concerned. Because Aries are very factual. Like you need to have facts, like, can you prove that? Can you prove that? Can you prove that? And with a lot of this miscommunication energy happening with the retrograde, right? Balance, as well as pursuing your passion is going to be important. Versus, I want to say, unbalanced and maybe aggressive energy. So Aries should really watch their aggression in this retrograde energy. And also what came out is the golden mirror and the cassette. So like outplaying like outdated stuff, right? So it's either like somebody, if you're not careful, Aries, in this energy, you can be operating in maybe some narcissistic or one-sided type energy, and love bombing. And I want to say over analyzing things in your head and blowing things way out of proportion is going to be important for Aries to be mindful. So balancing your inner thoughts, responding not with aggression, if triggered, is going to be important to Aries. Okay. If we're doing Taurus's energy, right? Taurus is going to be, I want to say, confidence and learning to be your own hero, right? Believing in yourself and maybe not looking so much externally for things to really dictate success, because you know that archetype of Taurus can be very what they have, possession, things, right? So for Taurus's energy, this retrograde is really going to be more about the inner world, working on confidence from internally, okay? See? And I gotta say too, so cassette popped out and photography popped out. And I kind of feel like Taurus may even want to watch how much social media they're interacting with in this retrograde energy, especially if you're feeling down and depressed about where your success is. You may not want to be watching other people's shit too much and then being in your head about, well, I ain't get this done and we got money, you know? So just be mindful. Work on your own inner confidence in this energy is what Taurus needs to be concerned about, right? Be your own hero. Okay. You want to take risk. Get out your head. Now, let me just say this for Taurus real quick. Taking risks may not necessarily mean taking the actions right now. The risk could just be
doing something different.
Yes.
Like having faith when it's tough. Not react to the trigger, the argument, not, you know, just doing something different than what you've been doing.
Yes, right? When it comes to Gemini, scary. Yes. When it comes to Gemini, I want to say Gemini needs to be open for whatever change is trying to flow in and not get too much caught up in your head and overthinking things, right? They need to be, I want to say, connect not just with their head space, but with their heart space, right? And allow themselves to see opportunities everywhere and not overthink that they missed opportunities, but see the opportunities instead of focusing on missed opportunities is going to be important in this energy for Gemini. Just be ready, Geminis, for the change. Be ready. And I say that because
because we're in retrograde, right? So just don't do nothing now, Gemini. Don't jump out now. Plan the moves. Think now. Everything is mental. Like changing your thinking, changing your energy, raising your vibration.
And
not the active
intuition. Yeah.
Because not go out and I'm gonna cut my hair and get a tattoo. I'm gonna get divorced. Like,
and I want to say maybe not so much talking for Geminis in this season, like more inner. More inner, right? You know, not so much talking for Geminis. Now, Cancers, Cancer's definitely gonna have to move in a new direction. I want to say emotionally about and I feel like this victim thing, like there's something popping up for Cancers where you tend to take things way more too personally than you should. Right now with retrograde, that's going to be super important for you because retrograde is usually about slowing down and going back maybe to look at something that you might have missed. Right. So I feel with the Cancer energy, it's about reevaluating and assessing maybe what success is to you, letting your own inner confidence come out where you're not so much looking towards another person to fulfill a different aspect of you. So this is what I'm going to say for Cancers, right? Do not do things to get a reaction in this energy. Okay. Do not do things emotionally to get things for a reaction, right? So let me tell you how this can play out. So say, for example, you didn't, your boo or somebody, was supposed to call you, just little petty things, right? somebody was supposed to call you and they didn't get a chance to call you. So now you're in your feelings that they ain't call you. So now when they call you being petty and now you're not answering the phone for 2 days, like shit like that. My ears ringing. Do not do things to get a reaction in this energy. Okay. That's not going to work well for you because you may not necessarily like the reaction that you get. And because we're in retrograde energy and because the sun is in Virgo, people are revising things. So it may be something that you thought you're going to get and your ass may just be revised right on out of the plane. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, don't do things.
Don't be a squeaky wheel in this energy.
No.
You won't get oil. You'll get thrown out.
You will get, yeah. So for Leos, immediately I heard that Beyonce song. He got a big ego, a really big ego, right? So Leos, I want to say, watch. I can't make this shit up. You want to watch your ego in retrograde. Because I kind of feel like with this particularly with Leo, I want to feel with Leo, there's going to be some type, I feel like
a public.
Like chest out, public shining, like red, like I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling. I don't know, like I'm just really feeling like I'm.
And the emperor will not have no goddamn clothes.
Right.
Nothing is real. Nothing is real for the next month.
And the interesting is because Leos, I feel like in this energy, they're going to be feeling themselves because they really going to be feeling what they doing. They're going to literally be working towards what they want to work towards. But in the same time, it's kind of like, so I have these lights right here, right? So it's kind of like me taking the lights and instead of me shining some on Kelly and maybe putting some on me, I'm doing all of this. Fuck you. I want all this light. You understand what I'm saying? So Leos is going to have to learn how to share, right? They're going to have to learn how to share the light. You're going to have to learn how to share the light.
The Leo represent the eternal teenager.
Or they might do some, like if they're lower vibrational Leo, right? They'll share the light, right? But they're going to do it all like this so people can't see your face. Like, oh, bitch, you wanted some light? There you go, Right?
Yes.
So Leo's gonna have to move with a little bit more compassion in this retrograde energy.
Mercy and grace.
Everybody know you a star. Everybody know you like your attention, but but it's
you don't gotta say it.
You don't have to say
it. Stars don't have to say they stars. They just shine.
And you don't have to fuck up somebody else's lighting either. Like you don't gotta do that, right? Okay, so Leos, because remember, you have the power to create or destroy. Okay, so be very mindful of that. So now Virgos, we've been talking about Virgos all night, right? And I promise you only one card jumped out for Virgo, and that's just passion. And I'm just gonna say this right quick. I don't really even think you need to tell Virgo about, because Virgo just be feeling themselves anyway. So right.
They just need some probably mercy and grace as well in this season. So mercy and grace. I want to
say with the Scorpio, because Scorpio popped out for Virgo, I want to say some things can be a mystery. How about that? Some things can be a mystery.
And it's okay to be missed.
And
it's okay to be missed.
That's
My grandmother used to say that, let them miss you. So with that, you don't have to analyze everything to the point where you have overanalyzed it. Now you become you become very discriminated. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Hey, Marsha, my love, how are you? So you don't have to do that, okay? So now, Libras. I swear to you, I just saw like an ostrich just stick their head in the sand.
Oh my God.
See, this is some Libra shit. 3 cards jumped out for Libra. This is some Libra shit. I know what you're saying, but let me just give you an extra card so you can really know what's going on.
Oh my God.
I hear you, but no, let me just tell you, no. Okay. So Libra, your energy for moving through this retrograde is saying that you need to follow your inner child. Like you need to be able to really tap into yourself. And I even want to add the word accountability. Kelly, why you do your face like
I'm
that?
I'm like, they don't have trouble tapping into their inner child.
Well, I'm not talking about the inner child where you throw a temper tantrum. We're not talking about those those Libras. We're not talking about the ones that tap into the inner child and then want to throw a temper tantrum because they don't take accountability. Code word for Libras in this energy is going to be accountability. There is free spirit energy popping up here, but there seems to be like some indecisions around the Libra energy in this retrograde, right? But I feel like the indecisions is because you are not telling yourself the truth about something. I feel
and
like
their birthday coming, they're gonna hit, some of them gonna hit their birthdays in the retrograde.
Let me just pause and say something right here, right now. If you are a Libra and you've been doing some fuckery, it's not going to look nice for you in retrograde.
That so Mercury gonna sit. The Mercury is that 17 degrees on top of it's sitting right on top of September 17th through October 10th.
Yeah, it's not, and I'm gonna tell you, so let me give you an example. So this can play out like, let me just tell you how this can play out. This can play out like, for example, let's just say you driving down the street and you see your friend by the bus stop, right? And you really just feel like going home. So you don't want to stop and get the friend that's maybe 5 blocks down. So you kind of turn left real quick before the friend sees you. When your spirit told you probably should have gotten that friend and took him home because it was raining or some shit. Like you felt led to pick the friend up, but you didn't want to go pick the friend up because it was going to be out of your way, right? So what you can find happening is, because you were not obedient when spirit told you to give that friend a ride, you can find shit like your car is breaking down.
Yeah, somebody gonna hit you.
Do you understand?
Somebody running like some fuck shit you just did. Something fucker is gonna happen to you.
Yeah, so be very mindful of how y'all moving in this energy, Libra. I feel like it's important for y'all to take accountability of y'all shit. Okay, and there could be a lot of maybe like decision making around, and I don't know. Okay, so Libras could also be going through some court shit in this retrograde energy. You could also be going through some, and I want to say this could be court shit with divorce. This could be court shit with custody. This could be court shit, right? Some type of decision. For some people, I feel like there's going to be some type of decision granted during retrograde. And for some people, that's because you've been doing the work and being patient. Like somebody's going to get justice, I feel like, in retrograde from Libra, right? So those of you that's been doing your work and operating and trusting your intuition, you are going to reach a state of like a deeper resolution, a state of awareness, a state of like just what they call the energy of the secret, right? Now, the code to the secret is what you care about and you give energy to is what grows. So if you've been planting energy towards whatever this situation is working out in your favor and you haven't been doing any fuckery about it, you are going to see justice. But if you've been dealing in some lower vibrational Libra shit, you are going to see justice also. And it's going to be coming swiftly. I'm just saying. So you want to be mindful of how you're moving Libras in this energy. Marsha, I am well, my love. I am well. All right, so now let's do Scorpio. Okay, so Libras were supposed to bring the balance. All right. Scorpios, I feel like in this retrograde energy, you are going to take the time to get quiet and go within. I feel like within the Scorpion energy, it's kind of like the phoenix is rising, right? And I don't know, like for Scorpio, I think like every time we get to August, there's like this, I don't even want to label it heavy energy, but there's this transformative energy that comes in around August, right? Where you feel slowed down, where you feel like yeah, like it's kind of like you go in a hermit mode a little bit. Like things just kind of slow down until your birthday. And then around your birthday, it kind of kicks up again, right? So I feel with this retrograde energy, very hermit-like energy, very zen energy. You can even find yourself walking around with a lot of stillness. You don't want to hear any music, no TV, maybe just the sound of water, the birds, but you're going to find that inner work, personal growth is what's happening here for Scorpios in this retrograde. A lot of introspection.
Because you're a Scorpio.
Oh, you're going to get, Kelly's going to pull 2 cards. Go, Kelly Cubs.
For Scorpio, for you.
It's for Scorpio. Okay, and I'll take it. And then we're going to move on to Sagittarius. So while Kelly does Scorpio, I'm going to shuffle for Sagittarius.
8 of Swords.
Oh, 8 of Swords. Okay. Is that upright?
Upright.
Okay.
Upright. And 6 Wands.
Okay. Is that upright too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's not necessarily bad.
No, I don't see bad at all. I see that the past, you were like this. With things that's happening, you felt like
you
that.
You didn't see a way out. Yep. Mm-hmm. You didn't see a way out.
Coming riding in to victory.
Yep. You didn't see a way out, which kind of fits the energy, like I said, deep introspection for Scorpio and a lot of self and personal growth, right? So that lines up perfectly. That lines up perfectly. I don't know what's it's
and the King of Swords under the overall energy is the King of Swords.
Okay, so the King of Swords energy is someone that tell it like it is, very clear, full of truth energy, very direct energy, speaking from a place of authority, very assertive energy, like clearly knowing what you want and then communicating that. So for Sagittarius, we have communication and collaboration. I feel like Sagittarius, this is a time that you get to really reevaluate your relationships, especially the relationships starting at home. Okay. You want to reevaluate your relationships in this retrograde energy. And I want to say, try meeting people where they are, Sagittarius. Okay. Not so much where you think or you've rationed they should be by now. Right. So try meeting people where they are. And I want to say teamwork. So, and then support people for their strengths and not their weaknesses in this energy. That's going to be important for Sagittarius in this retrograde. Okay. Oh, Capricorns. Let's see what we got for the Capricorns. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I heard. The song that's in my head for Capricorn. Money, 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 money. Money. That's what I okay, so Capricorn's got Taurus eclipse, and I feel like, okay, so Capricorn's energy for retrograde is reevaluation and indecisions. I feel like you're reevaluating anything that you are indecisive about, okay, going back and making sure before you actually take that step, Capricorn, you're reevaluating, should you stay or should you go, right? And I feel like that's good for Capricorn in this energy, because Capricorn, you can quickly throw the baby out with the bathwater. Out of my comfort zone. This is not useful. I'm out. Well, and then when they get to the other side, well, I didn't know that.
Guilty.
You know, so I feel like in this retrograde energy, even though some things may be a bit uncomfortable for you, is you know it's okay for you to have a change of heart in this energy. So you know that. The question right now for Capricorns is, should I stay or should I go? Right? Should I do this or should I do that? Okay. Should I invest or should I not invest? And really the investing for some of y'all is going to be financially, but for a lot of y'all it's just energetically. Do I even want to give you any of my energy, period, point blank, right? And that energy, hey, light within darkness, that energy that the Capricorns are going to be given could also be linked to money. Right. So I kind of feel it's around their energy pertaining to their time, if they're going to sit and listen to the bullshit, or if they're going to give their money and contribute to whatever cause it is that you got going on in this retrograde energy. Right. But the minute Capricorns have to do like that eyebrow up thing, more than likely they're probably going to retreat and reevaluate. I can't say, let's just say this. For the Capricorns that are more on the lower vibrational end, they not going to reevaluate shit. I'm just going to tell y'all that.
They don't have that shit.
I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, they not reevaluating shit. Okay, they not reevaluating shit. Okay, they just gonna be out. Okay. Now for those of them that are doing their work, they may reevaluate only on the basis because they love you. I'm be honest with you. Like, you may get a pass only because they love you. Okay. I feel like that's the energy that Capricorns are dealing with right now. All right. I love you, but you be really hard to help right now. All right. I feel like that's, especially around money, Okay. Especially around money. I feel like that's going to be important for Capricorns this month. So when we're coming into Aquarius, right? Did I do it? Sagittarius, I did Aquarius. Okay. Yeah. So Aquarius's energy. Okay. I feel like what Aquariuses need to be mindful in this retrograde, and what it's saying here is I'm seeing somebody, and it's kind of like, when somebody look down on you. Be mindful not to look down on people. I feel like very bougie energy, Aquarius. And you got to be mindful not to look down on people, and to know that everything is relevant and everybody serves a purpose. Even the person, the maintenance person that takes out the trash, okay? Everybody serves a purpose. So don't ever think that you are better than anybody, right? And I think you told me about a story, Kelly, about, I don't remember, somebody that was very, that ran the company and would say hi to one of the porters or something.
Oh yeah. He had everyone's name from the parking garage, every person in the parking garage in order that he saw them. The receptionist's name, their wives' name, kids, and everything. And so he had it in memory so he can ask them about their families and stuff when he saw them, and say and greet them by their first name.
Mm-hmm. And then he have a conversation with somebody about
yeah, he had that conversation with Aquarius.
See, because you cannot take anybody for granted in this energy. I'm gonna be very real with you. And so Aquarius, is one of the challenges that you're going to have in this energy is don't think that you're better than anybody. And it's okay for you to be unique, but your uniqueness doesn't mean that everybody else don't have their own unique individual thing with them. So that's something that you're going to have to pay attention to. It's okay for you to be unique in this energy, but it's also okay for you to celebrate other people's uniqueness. All right. So I feel like,
and it's also like art. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yes, so just because you think you're the most unique person in the world, you could be the only motherfucker that think that you
that likes that painting. Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, don't live all like loudly and unapologetically and nasty based on a falsehood.
Make it a higher purpose. Really, like, make it a higher purpose. Oh, thank you. This is where I give my movie analogy. So it's kind of like Kelly and myself going to the movies, watching the same scenes, laughing at them, crying at the same scenes, getting angry at the same scenes, but we're leaving the movie theaters and we have two totally different interpretations of the movie. And it doesn't mean that hers is right and mine is wrong, or vice versa. It just means that we have different experiences and I am taking on a different perception than she is, right? So that's what you're going to have to understand moving throughout this retrograde energy. Serve a higher purpose. Everybody has their own uniqueness, and you don't have to hold it against anybody else because their opinion about something is different. Okay. So we're doing Pisces. I don't know what I'm hearing for Pisces. I'm hearing red wine. Oh. I don't know what that you make me feel. So I don't know.
Oh boy.
No, well, I'm hearing that. I feel like Pisces in this retrograde energy, for those of you that are doing the work, you're gonna come into a I want to say like a more clear way of solving and resolving problems without what's the word I'm looking for? Like a diplomatic resolution to things, right? Where there's compassion. Because a lot of people don't understand, sometimes compassion doesn't have to be light and fluffy, right? Sometimes compassion can be telling somebody, hell no. Hell to the no, right? Sometimes compassion doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, I love you and you're so sweet. You know, so I feel for Pisces, you're going to have to distinguish between what you give service to and what you allow yourself to suffer from. Okay. So moving with a lot more compassion in this energy is going to be important for Pisces, that because I feel like the flip side of the Piscean energy can be very overly critical. It can be energy where there's a lot of lies and deceit. All right. So Pisces, you're going to have to dig deeper past what you see and really be able to tap into what you feel and use compassion from that space. Not victimhood, because there's a difference, right? There's a difference between being able to use your compassion, and then there's a difference between using your emotions to manipulate a situation energetically, okay? Because you want the compassion. Sometimes it's not about you receiving the compassion in situations. Sometimes it's about you giving compassion. So I feel like Pisces is gonna get to a place in this energy where you're going to have to be a little bit more compassionate. And I'm even hearing compassionate to yourself. Shit. Okay. But this really would probably have to do more with how you're interacting with other people. You don't know everything, or you don't understand everything, right? Because sometimes Pisces can also think they know it all. So allow somebody else's point of view to be heard in this energy, to be heard. But remember, you're taking everything with a grain of salt, but you at least want them to speak their truth and to be heard, because as you're analyzing it and moving throughout this energy, by the time we get to the end of retrograde, you'll be able to decipher what's real and what's not just based on what other people have said, but also based on the actions that they've taken towards XYZ in this energy. All right. So I went through all of the zodiac signs. I don't think I missed everybody. I think I got all of the signs.
You did.
Okay. So we're going to be doing astrology and archetypes. I don't know how often. I don't know, y'all.
Whenever we feel that.
Whenever we feel that, but it's going to be a more so with the major transit, like the retrogrades of full moons and the new moons and stuff like that. Okay, guys.
And they can put in the comments what they're interested in, or if they're having trouble with the energy, or like what are
anybody have any questions,
or what are they dealing with? You know,
what are y'all dealing with, or do you have any questions, and what are y'all dealing with the energy? Let us know. I'm gonna go grab a bottle of water, but y'all can let me know if y'all have a question, what y'all been feeling in this energy. I've been feeling super tired too in this energy, like I wanted to sleep. I've also been having stomach issues that we've talked about that.
I've been having digestive.
Yeah, so remember, Virgo rules the digestive system, so you can find that a lot of people are having issues digestively. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
No, I'm almost here. A lot of people are having problems digestively.
Respiratory too.
Yes.
Upper respiratory.
Okay. So let me just say, y'all, I am going to be launching the Multi-Metaverse channel, the Multi-Metaverse Oracle channel on the 23rd. I'm super excited about that. So I've decided that on that channel, I am going to be doing the readings based on season. So it's going to be like air signs for Libra season instead of air signs for the month, or for the week. It's going to be air signs for the season of Libra, air signs for the season of Scorpio. You know, like I'm going to do it more so for where the sun is positioned versus just the weekly energy, because really what you're doing is you're interacting with that particular archetype for the month. So I'm going to give you the reading based on the archetype that you're dealing with, not so much based on the week. I want you to understand every time you're going through a Libra season or a Virgo season, where you an air sign or you an earth sign, where you fit in this energy, right? So that's how I'm going to be doing those readings on the new channel. We're going to do the readings for the elements, but based on where the sun is positioned, okay?
All right. I think this was good. I'll see you on the other side.
I will see you on the other side. All right, guys. So full moon, we will be back on the new moon. Okay. We're going to be back on the new moon. And if you guys have any comments or anything else that you guys want us to talk about on astrology and archetypes, please make sure that you leave a comments in the description box below. I don't know if we get the respond to all of them, but I will be reading them to get any feedback that you guys have. The daily vibrations are now back up and running, so you guys can check that out on Monday to Friday.
They're so good.
I'm trying. I am trying to just. The energy has been so crazy. I got a whole bunch of new cards, so I'm excited about just getting into these cards and letting you guys know where the energies are. And I'm excited to be back. I'm excited. I done learned so much stuff, y'all. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to just share half of the shit that I've been learning from since I took a break, guys. Like I've learned so much stuff.
Can't wait.
So I'm excited about that. All right, my love. Have we been on here for an hour? I think
yeah. It feels like an hour.
Okay.
I mean, I'm having a great time. Look, I'm having a great time, but it does feel like, how long?
It does feel like an hour. Okay, so let me see.
How long?
I can't even tell. I don't even know when we started because I can't even tell on my YouTube. Yeah, it doesn't even tell me on YouTube. If I'm not mistaken, it was still light out when we started. It was still light out when we started. All right, y'all. This is good. It's good to be back. It's good to join the community back. Okay, so Kim said I can't wait to hear it all. I got you guys. I'm so excited. And if you guys have if you guys have a particular reading that you want me to do, thank you, Tasha. Let me know. If you guys have a particular reading that you want me to do, let me know. I'm gonna be honest with you and tell y'all right now, I'm not doing any of that old energy from 2 years ago. I'm not gonna do that to y'all. And I'm not doing any readings where I'm keeping you stuck in energy and I'm not showing you a way out. Okay, so my readings are all about you being able to unblock yourself, right? So I'm not going to be doing anything that keeps you in that ratchet stuck energy. There are plenty of readers that you can go to that's going to give it to you raw and they are good, okay? But I'm not going to be doing that. My job here is purposely to get you unstuck and to get you looking at you and not at what everybody else is doing, okay? Watch the playback. Oh, okay. Okay, so Tasha said it's 76 minutes from her computer. So we did an hour. Yay. Yeah, I'm so excited.
The things you be girl by.
Let me tell y'all. This water right here, I ain't do it on camera, but I'm just gonna say, as soon as I get on camera, I'm gonna be like, this water's so good, girl. This water's so good.
She make nice water sound like oxtails and rice and peas with gravy on the shop. Oh my, this what I deal with.
It's just like, it's just refreshing. I want to tell y'all, just because I want to be a little vague right now. I don't know if can you see this? My nails did my yin and yang. Did you see my yin?
Oh, look at that. Those are, I know they were pretty, but I didn't see the yin and yang. You need to hit them up like that. Nice.
That's how you do it. See you. How those girls be doing it? Is that how you do it?
You are hilarious.
You gotta go. You gotta.
Nice.
You gotta do that. That's my yin and yang, y'all. That's my yin and yang.
They look good. You represent. I'm representing with the Saturn.
You got a lot of Saturn energy going on.
I love this finger right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about that behind the scenes. We're gonna see how. We're gonna talk behind the scenes about that.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye, y'all. We see y'all on the new moon. We will be doing a astrology and archetypes for the new moon. So we'll see you guys then. I will see you guys on Monday for your daily vibration. Okay. Bye, my love.